Hi. I just started. I'm just on live. Hi.
Which one of these is my toothbrush? Okay. Thank you.
Very important questions. Hi, guys. If anybody's in here yet, nobody's in here. Hi.
Love you.
Hi, Moni. I'm just waiting for a couple seconds to let some people come in so we could talk about a couple ideas before you jump in to start spending that stimulus money. A couple of things to think about. Just no big deal. Some things I was thinking about. Hope you're all well. Happy Thursday. I was thinking Thursday, yes. Yeah. I posted something the other night that I immediately, somebody's like, this says that you only have until the 17th. And you posted it this morning and it's over. It was midnight. It was last night. I was like, shoot. Dang it. It's too late. Hi, guys. Anyway, I'm looking kind of tired today. I just got off like an hour TikTok live. And I start sweating because their questions start coming up so fast. This is so much better. Like I can see everybody. Anyway, let's talk about a couple little things here. If you are in one of the most popular groups in America, no, not the ones that got the stimulus check, the ones that got payment unavailable. Payment information unavailable. Okay, so just so you know, on that stimulus check, if you didn't get it yet, okay, and you've gone on the irs.gov, hi Fana, website, and you went to that key, get my payment to track your payment, and it gave you a kind of an error that said payment unavailable, payment information unavailable, just wait. It's probably something to where there's not really any clear answer on that, but here's what I'm thinking. Either your money's en route. Chase and Wells and some of the bigger banks were arriving on yesterday. I thought they were launching that Get My Payment on Friday. That would have made a lot more sense. Like, let the money go out, deposits like they've been received. Then you go to check Get My Payment, and it's going to actually give you probably some valid information, right? But when when the wire's going, like, you have to wait. So I'm thinking that's part of it. I was looking up last night, like, why did some people not get the stimulus check in 2008? But I won't go into that because that'll just be a whole bunch of like, well, I heard this. And it's like, oh, no, that's what happened in 2008. So Alyssa was speculating. I don't want to speculate. But some people that, paid their service for their CPA, like out of the tax refund, like you said, they said, I don't want to have to write a check to you. When my tax refund comes, you take it out of that. Those people didn't get a direct deposit. In 2008, like when the stimulus check went out last time, all of those people didn't get them. Don't you think after 2008 then somebody would say, hey, don't do that again? Do we learn? No. The deceased thing was kind of interesting this morning. I started thinking, wow, yeah. Like what if somebody passed away a couple months ago? Their bank account they still have with their spouse, Nobody called the IRS and said they passed, If they weren't receiving Social Security, Social Security would say. But, they might have accidentally got a check. They had to kind of make some trade-offs, they said. They said for the sake of time, to push it out as fast as they could, Some people are going to get them that shouldn't have. Some people got them, didn't get them, and they should have. If your spouse died in 2020, are you entitled to it? When you go to file your 2020 tax returns, I would say, yeah. Like I would say if the spouse would normally file taxes in 2020, if they made money, or if you're going to file taxes, do you file taxes for someone who's deceased? I don't know. But I do wonder about that. Yeah. The whole thing is a lot of people thought that this tax credit is something you have to pay back. And I'm like, if it was something you had to pay back, they would give you an option. I'm not saying things are perfect, but they would say, do you want it or not, And the fact is, it's no option. Okay? That's going to give you the first indication. Okay, dogs. I think, okay.
I just looked out the window
trucks running down the street.
And I saw them both just running around the road.
This is what happens live.
They were just literally running around the road. And I said, come on, guys, help me get out.
You guys alive? Okay. I forgot where I was even going. That's how much fun we're having here. Okay, the no check.
Mama.
No, honey, I'm on the Facebook Live. Huh.
Both of the doggies, I looked out the window and both of them were running around the road together.
In the cul-de-sac?
And
Were they practicing social distancing?
I don't know. They were right next to something. And I looked out and the door was wide open.
Okay. I think it's the wind.
But I called them and they were being really good. They came right back in. So they're good folks.
Yeah. So people were thinking that they were going to have to pay taxes on this stimulus check. No. So if you weren't eligible on 18 or 19, you weren't eligible, right? You just lost your job. Let's say you just got married. You just had a baby. When you file your 2020 tax returns, when you go to do them this time next year, you'll have the option to take this new tax credit. If you already got the check, you just don't get the credit again. Okay. You don't have to pay it back. It's not taxable. If you're deceased, they're probably not going to ask you to pay it back. I don't know for sure, but that's what they're saying. If you accidentally got it, they're not saying anything. They just want to go, boom, push that money out, okay? Otherwise, if you didn't, if you weren't eligible, let's say that you were over, you're a kid who's mad right now that their parents claim them as a dependent, and you're going to be 17 before December 31st, 2020. So you're really, have them not claim you in 2020, okay? And then when you do your 2020 tax returns next year, you can get the tax credit then. You got to work. Biggest epiphany through all this has been like, I've always been told you don't have to file taxes. When I was a kid, like working at Wet Seal and, different places when I was 16, I used to hear all the time, like, oh, you're exempt. You don't make enough. You don't make enough to have to file. What if we change the words to, do I get to file? Get to file. Because if you did have a little bit of money taken out of your paycheck, okay, you might qualify for the earned income tax credit. You might you might be giving money. There are 1 million people right now who have a refund waiting on their 2016 tax returns that just haven't filed. 2016. 1 million people have a refund. On missingmoney.com, they have, I'm like, can't you just open that vault up? If you're saying you guys got all of this money that hasn't been claimed, unclaimed money, property, and all that we got to do is we got to claim it as people. We got to claim it. That's mine. Send in a form. But don't get me going. We'll sit around and be like, where's my check? You could have your check 10 times over. Anyway, if you aren't on missingmoney.com, it's such an easy thing. Like, it's a legit government site. You go to missingmoney.com, okay? And you put in your first and last name. That's the majority of what you got to know. So if you go on there and you're like, nope, I'm not. And check every 6 months. I do. I've had 4 checks this last year. And it's been at different times I've gone in like, oh, there goes another one. These are like, let's say somebody was going to mail you something and it got returned. Let's say that you had an insurance refund from 1997 in college and you're running all over the place and moving different places. I don't know anybody like that. But let's say you were. Then they were holding this money for you. So get your money. So you just got to put your claim in. You print the form on the page and you mail it to Arizona Department of Revenue. Go pick up your money. And then if you look on there and you're like, no, then take 2 more minutes and plug in 5 of your friends today. Put 5 people in that you think would be pretty freaking happy. Like, hallelujah. If you called them and said, guess what? I found your name on Missing Money. I'll help you get the money. Watch what would happen. I bet you some good stuff would be poured on you. So that's one. Number 2. The other thing I'm not going in numbers here, but I do want to mention to you. Hi, everybody. I should do this like wave. I don't know. I've talked about Drop app before, but if you were thinking of taking this stimulus check and just taking it and paying stuff off, okay? Then one thing I'm just saying, if you wanted to kind of move your credit score up and you were wishing you could get one of these consolidation loans like Lending Club, payoff.com, you just can't qualify. You don't want to call me and go, I can't qualify. It's cool. A lot of people can't. All the same people that got the payment, not available. But anyway, a lot of different reasons. These hundreds of these different banks out there, they sometimes you're not approved. Sometimes your credit card balance is just a little bit too maxed to that limit on the credit card. And you got to get it paid down to like 70% of the available credit limit and then go try again to get approved, okay? But so you could take that stimulus check and go across the board and get all the credit cards that you have maxed out paid down 30%, paid down to like 70%. Okay, you're going to have to know what day the credit card companies report your balance to the 3 credit bureaus. What's the one day of the month? So then you'll know when your score is going to change. If you know that on the 22nd, your credit card's going to update the balance and you made a payment last night, you wait till the 23rd, you're going to see a change in your score then on the 23rd because it's going to reflect new content on the report. So it's kind of a way to manipulate it a little bit. The credit score is like the most greatly impacted by paying things on time and your balance versus the limit on open, not closed credit cards. So if you use the stimulus check, you got your credit card balances paid down to like 70%, then your score went up, then you went over to Lending Club or Payoff or one of these installment loans and got a 3-year loan. Okay, let's say you're paying off 5 credit cards and you have a pretty good rate. You have like 11% interest rate. It's not too bad, Alyssa. That's not bad. I could get one of those 0% balance transfers, and why wouldn't I do that? 0%. Because you have a time frame that it's going to be 0%. So whatever you owe, if it's $10,000, if you have a 12-month period where it's 0%, you got to take the $10,000, you got to divide it by 12. If you don't make that payment, you're back to where you started 12 months from now. Okay. And now you've added also a balance transfer fee and who knows what else. Then you got over here, you got this like installment loan, a 3 or 5 year loan with Lending Club, Payoff, one of these places. Okay. Installment loans don't factor into your credit score the same way. So the minute that you pay off the credit cards, pay them down, $20 balance. Okay. Don't close them. And you have this one loan on a 3 or 5 year term. You're not renting your debt anymore. When all those credit cards update the balance now to being 0 or $20, the score goes through the roof. Score goes up 100 points. Yes, I'm serious. It can go up that much with maxed out credit cards, okay? So the score goes up, okay? And let's say in 6 months from now, Lending Club gives you, and they say initially we gave you this loan at 18% and you were like, oh, I can't take an 18% interest rate. I got 11% on my credit card. But on the 18% loan at 3 years, 18% a year, how much did you spend on the interest on that loan versus making minimum payments on credit cards for 28,000 years? How much interest did you pay over here? Then you won't be comparing this 11% interest rate and 18% interest rate. You're going to compare the amount of interest paid over the life of that loan. And now sometimes you'll get this Lending Club loan like at 18, 19%, okay? And it's yuck, but it doesn't have a prepayment penalty, so you can pay it off early. And in 6 months from now your score was 640, now it's 740. And now Lending Club's offering you a loan for 9% for just the amount to pay off the other Lending Club loan. Now that one's done. Now you have this new loan. And if you keep making the same payments that you were making on all these minimum payments and on the install, you're going to pay that loan off faster. And you're one step closer to saying game over to credit cards. Okay? That's the way you make it work for you. I had a girl this morning who called me and said, I got my stimulus check, $3,900, and she's freaking out. And then she says, I paid 2 collections last night that were 5 years old, but I'm so glad to have them off my... What'd you do? She goes, I called up and I paid them. I'm going to get the receipt today. I go, did you ask them to delete it from your credit once you paid it? And she said, huh? What's going to happen is that collection that was 5 years old that you said, I'm going to make due. Well, that collection company is now going to report to the credit bureaus because you didn't negotiate for that deletion. Okay, they're going to report to the credit bureaus that you made your payment. And so they have to update the balance to 0. That also updates the date of last activity on a bad account that you can't make good. So you making this bad account more present, you just brought it from being 5 years old back into like it happened yesterday. And it doesn't matter if the balance says 10,000 or 0. It's a bad account you just brought back up. So the minute you do that and they don't delete it, your credit score is going to massively drop. And you're like, no, I was trying to do the right thing. And that's why you don't use logic when it comes to money. So you've got, you could use the money to bring your credit card balances down a little bit, to get the credit score up a little bit higher, just enough to get the installment loan to pay off the credit cards, okay? You are playing debt pinball here. You're playing pinball where the ball is the credit score. You move that credit score up, and it's like, what else can this thing do? You can give me cheaper car and home insurance? Great, let's do that. What did I save? $200 a month? Okay, I'm gonna add that onto the installment loan now and pay that off 10 times faster. So think about massive money moves though, and what this could do for you. If you're thinking about getting a payoff or lending club loan, but payoff specifically, if you take a 1-second step before that and you go and download an app I talk about all the time called Drop, download this Drop app, like drop it like it's hot, drop. Download it, it's free. You'll link your card. You'll go on there and you'll say, I like my most frequented merchants are Safeway, Fry's, Starbucks, and Starbucks. Coffee bean. Anyway, you'll put in your favorite ones. Thanks, Wayne. And then every time you use the linked card that you have on the Drop app, every time you use it, when you go buy your Starbucks or whatever, then it pushes back points. And then the points you use to buy gift cards. And if anybody knows me, they know I'm addicted to Drop. I have so much money. I have like 200,000 points right now. So I just submit those in. You just claim right there and you get a $50 Amazon gift card for 50,000 points. Sephora, Ulta, that can be all free. But here's a really cool thing. On the Drop app right now is a payoff, little special, payoff.com. So if you go on Drop, you download it, you get set up, then you click on payoff.com, it's going to send you to, it's going to give you the link to go to payoff.com from that app. When you're on payoff.com, you apply for an installment loan up to like $40,000 to consolidate the credit cards. It's a soft inquiry on your credit, so don't cry if you get denied because it's a hard inquiry. It's not a hard inquiry. It's just like a soft inquiry. It's not going to hurt you, just to see what they would give you. And they'll give you options. Like here's a 3-year option, here's a 5-year option, and you can sit and compare. Let's say you go forward on it. As soon as you get your first bill, you get 150,000 Drop points for completing that special deal. Now you got a $150 gift card to buy me anything I want. And I got a list. So just ask me for it. I'll give you a wish list of everything I'm looking forward to having. Okay, I forget sometimes that I'm just sitting here like, on TikTok Live, it's not recorded, like where we can go back and look at it. So I'm much more like, whoo, this is never going away. So anyway, sorry to talk so much, but anybody got anything they want to say? I hope you guys are all doing well. The payment stimulus check, just give it a little bit. Like I said, the get my payment tool was really probably not supposed to really go on until Friday. And so Friday would have been much better because then everybody's kind of payments would have been processed, would have been sent out. And then that little portal would be actually accurate. But now there's people like, oh, I'm doomed forever. I'm like, biggest rule in life, turn it off, turn it back on. Hang up, call back. Call back, try again. Try again, try again. Probably the 8th time you call, you'll get somebody that will say yes. Can you imagine being my parent? Sorry, Mom. Anyway, so check out Drop. Check out the Raise app, RAISE. I'm just telling you, I'm saving so much money just not frivolously buying like the stuff that's in the right when I'm getting ready to check out to distract me from looking at the grocery store itemizer so I can see that I really did pay $1.99. Instead, I'm like, hey, do I need gum? I need gum. It's such a distraction. I was in the grocery store about a few months ago where a lady, like, right when she's getting ready to check out, she goes, did you She's looking at the computer screen. Did you charge me twice for that bread? And we, like, everybody in the line stopped and was like, what are you looking at? Oh, like and then you're looking at it and you're like, shoot. And the clerk even looked at her like, oh yeah, I did, I'm sorry. And I'm thinking, what else did you charge me twice for? Shoot, pay attention. Angela, how do I set up a consultation with me? So I'm a full-time mortgage lender in Arizona and California. You can email me and I'll send you the services I have, but I'll give you just a quick brief thing of it. Email me at glutzgroup@ccmclending.com. If you're not in Arizona or California, you're not going to buy a house there. Or you have a house, you're not going to refinance a house there. You can hire me I have a 30-minute consultation that's $100 you can sign up for. You get an autographed book from me. I have a $297 consultation that is my Color My Credit course online. It's got 11 modules. It's self-paced. It never expires. And you get a 90-minute strategy session with me. And we cover your credit report. We look at all three of them. We color it. We strategize. We write the plans. Just give you tons of good stuff. So those two plans. The one I just launched literally an hour ago is something I've talked about before, but Color My Money Club. That's a $199 1-year subscription. And what happens is you will get a 30-minute consultation with me. This is anybody in the country. $199 for the year. You get placed into a specific Color My Money Club Facebook group category. Okay, so you could be in the newlyweds. You could be in the just divorced crew, just filed bankruptcy crew, the college graduates. So what I'm doing is just making these smaller Color My Money clubs so that you have a bit of a tribe working on the same goal together. And that way the content I'm pushing into those clubs on Facebook in your own little closed group, it's much more intimate. It's much more specific to the problems that you have going on with your credit, or maybe it's buying a home. Anyways, there's going to be many, many different types of Color My Money clubs. And basically you'll sign up for $199. You get it for a year, and you're kind of getting this group mentoring, group coaching, educational platform to really make it like a full-time, all-in thing. Okay, so that's kind of the three options. You can get my book at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Color My Credit. You can go on and get the course on colormycredit.com. Yeah, Vincent Herrera. I know, payoff is maybe going to give you a higher interest rate than your credit card. This is what I want you to do, and then I'm going to get off. Victor, what I want you to do today is find out what the interest rates are on your credit cards, okay? And look at what you're making payments every month. Are you making the minimum payment? Are you making slightly more? At the rate you're going, you're going to take the amount you owe on each credit card, and you're going to times it by the interest rate that you find out your APR is on the credit card, divide by 12 to figure out how much of that monthly payment you're making is going to interest. So, for example, if you owe $10,000, okay, and your minimum payment is $200 a month because it's 2% of the balance, and let's say your interest rate is 24%, then 10,000 times 24% divided by 12 is $200. So the minimum payment is the interest. You're not paying the loan down. You are just paying the interest. You will pay that loan forever. Or you could pay the 3-year loan at Lending Club or pay off at 900 interest rate and see what's better. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at how long, find out what it's going to take to get these credit cards paid off. And then know that during that time frame, okay, let's say the minimum payment you're making over here on your credit cards is actually covering interest and principal to pay it off in 3 years. Okay, that's fine. But just know that during that 3-year time frame, your score is going to be dragged down along the way until you can get that credit card utilization down around the 10% limit. The key is that the credit cards, revolving accounts get updated every month. Okay, and when they get updated every month, that's what's going to move your credit score more than anything else, is the amount they report each credit card versus how much you had available. So if you every month pay your bill on the same exact day, and it just happens to be 2 days after they report your balance every month, And every month, 2 days before they report, you owe 900 out of 1,000. And you're like, why isn't my credit score higher? And then you get into the Credit Karma details and you're like, I don't owe 900, I owe 20. They're like, no, well, when's the last date updated? Last date reported. Oh, the 22nd. Okay, yeah, the 22nd I did owe that, yeah. The 24th I didn't, I paid it off. Ooh, okay, so you're saying I gotta move the day I pay it to like the 20th. Be better for me, yeah. That's gonna make up almost like half of your credit score right there, is the amount available on each open credit card. And I've seen this before, and I know you know this. This is what I'll end with. If somebody just showed up at your house right now and said, can I have 300,000? Even if you had it, which none of us do, but even if you had it, there's not even a question that you would look at them and say, have you ever done this before? Do you have any friends of yours I could call and see whether you're good for this? Like, do you have anything? And so the banks that have the gold, that are going to hand you the cash, the money, the car, the whatever you want, they got to say, how do I know you're going to pay me back? How am I going to know this is me a good risk? And so you've got income. I've got to see that you have the income to repay. Okay. But then also with credit is like, well, what's your history of paying people back? Okay. Could it be, so they're looking at like your last 24 months of your life, and installment loans, the contract with an installment loan, like a car loan, home loan, student loan, is I'm going to borrow this much. You're going to give it all to me at once, and then I'm going to pay it back over time. And this is what I agree to pay every month. So those accounts, student loan, car loans, home loans, all that matters in your credit score is that you're paying it on time. Not really the balance so much. Not a huge impact. Credit cards, every month, there's a new choice to happen. There's 10 cookies in this cookie jar. Are you going to eat one and have self-control and be totally like, Are you going to eat 10? Are you going to eat 9? And if you ate 9 out of 10, okay, then you're a little bit worse of a risk. Good, you paid it on time, good. You get a credit score over 600. Oh, you only ate 1 out of the 10? You get a credit score over 700. Okay? So it's just about understanding that monthly relationship depends on, with your score moving, depends on revolving accounts. So if you only have installment loans and you don't have an open credit card, you have closed credit cards that you didn't pay, but you don't have an open available credit card, not your debit card, but your credit card. If you don't have it open, you're missing out every month. You're missing out. I don't care what bad is on your credit. If you don't have something good to drown out the bad with good, you're wasting time. Because every month that goes by, you can't get that month back. And the sooner that you start building the new and you let the past go, okay, the better we're all going to be. There's so much philosophy in that. We won't get into it because I'm in a philosophy kind of mood. But it's time to let go of the past. We got to start building the new. It's got to be worth it for you in your life to have enough confidence to start saying, I deserve that. Why not me? Why not me? Whatever this story is up here, I'll never have it. Those Scottsdale people, I'll never have money. I've always been broke. My ex, everybody messed me up. But then I got sick. Oh, the virus. I'm not judging you, but I am getting passionate about, like, we have a great opportunity right now to level up right now. I'm going to stop because otherwise I'm going to be like, what were you doing? Yes, see, Yeston? It's so simple. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not, okay? But what a lot of people really want to tap into right now to solve problems is their creativity. And it's not something you just switch on. It's not something you just go, okay, be creative now. No, you have to stimulate it. You have to let that you have to have a catalyst. Like, you have to start painting. You have to turn on and make a TikTok or make a dance up, or go outside and color. I know that sounds crazy, but you have to allow that right brain to kind of get loose and have that bloom happen. Okay, I don't know what the term is, but so that then you'll notice just naturally, you'll be like, you know what? I didn't know what to do about this total left brain problem, and I just figured it out, like what I'm going to do. That's where a lot of, at least my own style of being a mortgage lender, I would say mortgage MacGyver, is just this creativity. It's just like going, yeah, but if we pay their credit cards down just a little bit, just enough to get them an installment loan, to pay off the credit cards, and then 30 days later, their credit score goes up 100 points, and now we get them cheaper car insurance, cheaper home insurance. We tack that onto the installment loan. Now they give you a cheaper installment loan at 6% instead of 21%, and you make the 6% loan with the same payment you were paying on the 21% because you could afford it, and now 3 months later, you're debt-free. Like, we got to get creative. Doesn't always happen like that, but if you drink a lot of coffee, it will. Just kidding. It's hard to not have anybody go, amuse me. Okay, I'm going to go. I love you guys. See you soon. Think about that stimulus check. Don't just go down the list and start paying off everything you see on your credit. Okay, there's a strategy to doing it to maximize this money. Maximize it. Yeah, like I said, go to the Drop app and apply for the payoff.com loan on there, so that at least if you go forward on it, you get the $150 gift card. And like I said, we're going to need it when this quarantine's over and you throw a party for me. So, all right, Vincent. Love, guys. See you. Have a great, am I setting? My daughters just look at me like, you're nuts. Bye.